The origin of the pacifistas. Hello One Piece enthusiasts, I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about One Piece chapter 1099. We continue the flashback of Kuma, of course, looking for Bonney's cure, and obviously ending up at Vegapunk's. We see he ends up meeting Dragon. Dragon tells him that Vegapunk is this scientist. I happen to know where he is. You can try to get a contact on him, and maybe he'll try to fix Bonney's sickness. And yeah, he does, but of course it comes at a cost. Now, before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. Now that you have, let's begin. Well, of course we meet Vegapunk. Vegapunk comments on Kuma being a buccaneer, and well, we exchange the fact that Kuma will be able to find Bonney's cure in exchange for his lineage factor or genes to be used to make weapons. Of course, Vegapunk being the guy he is, Kuma's been named the pacifist by Vegapunk because of his peace-loving nature. In which now I get the fact why the pacifistas are named the way they are. So Vegapunk, of course, has good ideas in mind. He wants to use technology in order to make the world a better place. Of course, he wants to advance science the way it was with the Ancient Kingdom, but the world government isn't going to go that easy on him. The world government wants weapons, wants anything possible to make sure people don't find out whatever happened during the Void Century, or they don't want, people doing whatever they want and the world government not stopping them with the technologies they have. Which includes, of course, the destruction of Ohara and whatever not. Remember, Vegapunk has already seen the destruction of Ohara. He, regardless of that, will help the world government because he thinks it's a way to make the world a better place. I don't really know where that lines up, but that's what he thinks. And of course, Vegapunk's initial idea for the pacifistas being the weapons that, not even weapons, but rather some sort of a technology to make peace within the world. That was what he wanted. Of course, Kuma's not going to say no to that. Even though remembering that Vegapunk works for the world government, both of them know how twisted the world government is. Regardless of that, their initial ideas are still very, very, very in alignment with peace and whatever. But now we, of course, have the world government having their twisted ideas. Of course, we have Saturn commenting on the fact that if weapons, the power of weapons is, of course, measured by the amount of people they can kill. Well, what can I say? But yeah, we knew this was coming. One question I did have, regarding all of this before I had a realization, is the fact that why is Saturn always so involved when it comes to Kuma? Every single time we've seen Kuma dealing with the world government, Saturn has always been one of the figures that stands in his way, or gets in Kuma's way one way, shape, or form. It happened first at Egghead Island before the flashback within the current timeline where Saturn shows up where Kuma is involved. We see in Kuma's flashback in God Valley, Saturn stopping Kuma from eating the devil fruit, trying to get a kill. See, that's the second time, and the third, of course, being now when Kuma tries to contact Vegapunk for the cure of Bonney, and Vegapunk comes up with all of this, and now Saturn's in the way. Kuma, trying to give his lineage factor for the world to become a better place with peace and whatever, is now going to become a world filled with a machine that can kill literally anything using Kuma's lineage. And of course, Kuma won't be and isn't very happy with that. But again, Saturn's involved. Reason being, Saturn is the one with technology. He is the one that deals with technology, and which is why he is most of the times involved with things like Egghead Island, technology, Kuma, of course, being... I would think that with Saturn being a scientist, some sort of a scientist, he has background information on races. He knows Kuma's race, the history of it, why they were extinct, why they're an enemy of the world government, and why they need to be exterminated. Of course, which probably makes sense as to why Saturn is involved with Kuma. I think further down the line, as we move on to the final arc, we will see the other Gorosei getting involved with specific people because of their backgrounds. But with that being said, of course, we can now move on to what you might say is the curb in all of this is Bonney finding the Toshi no Mi. The Toshi no Mi, of course, can change age. Bonney can change her age according to her will, and of course the ages of other people around her. Of course, Haki is involved, duh. But yeah, remember, this theory has been coming up with the community, of course, being the fact that when a certain devil fruit gets reincarnated, it gets reincarnated within a tree that contains fruit or whatever, something of that nature. But we don't necessarily know the whole process, and then we see Blackbeard pulling off a feat, like literally taking Whitebeard's devil fruit in Marineford under a curtain, and we have no idea what he did. And now we see Bonney, the person who wanted to be 10 years old, because Bonnie's been given the idea that once you are 10 years old, your sickness will go away. Your sickness will go away once you are 10 years old. So of course, Bonney, being the kind of person she is, having that sort of a willpower, saying that, yeah, I want to be 10 years old, I want to have my sickness cured, go see the world, whatever. I want to be 10 right now so that I can travel with that. And so, coincidentally or not, she finds the Toshi no Mi that allows her to change her age. Now, this has brought up questions in the community, if whether or not someone having their will, like someone willing to want something the same way the devil fruits are created, desired by nature or desired by humans, is the same way how when a devil fruit gets reincarnated, it gets reincarnated near a person that wants it. Well, it's not always the case. We've seen Blackbeard, how he said the fact that, you know, the fruit was calling for me. I think the same could be said for Luffy. Well, and then we have the entire thing with Whitebeard. Like, yeah, Blackbeard did want the earthquake fruit, the Gura no Mi. He wanted the Gura no Mi. He got it. Luffy probably didn't want the Gomu no Mi, but the Gomu no Mi wanted him. I think that's the trick with zones or whatever. I think, yeah, that's a clear observation that with zones, the devil fruits themselves want some sort of a specific owner, which is probably the reason why the Gomu no Mi let Luffy eat it rather than anybody else. Probably why the Yami no Mi called for Blackbeard, although that's not confirmed. And then we have Paramecias. Paramecias like the Gura no Mi and the Toshi no Mi, where the user wanted the fruit and they got it. I think the same could be said for Logias. Sabo wanted the fruit bad in order to get Ace's will, and he did eventually get it. So, with all that being said, I think this is a very interesting theory. I think we could talk about this in a future video. But that's it for the chapter. We know where this is going. We know where this is going with chapter 1100. It's coming up next week. We are about to be dropped a bombshell, which always happens within these, you know, milestone chapters of hundreds. I think Oda has something big planned. I think we're going to see something coming we did not see coming. Of course, we know what's going to happen, but Oda is going to throw a curveball and we are going to go nuts next chapter. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe I'll make a prediction video, but we'll see. If you guys enjoyed, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and peace.